Trump Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait, which you can find on Amazon.com, and I'm also the author of A Chicken's Guide to Having Women Beg for You, Sex, Lust, and Lies, which you can find on Amazon.com as well. Well. Now, we got thousands and thousands upon thousands of women marching across the country in protest of Donald Trump getting elected. And the funny thing is 53% of women in this country voted for Trump. So why are they marching? What's this all about? And I'm going to read a little bit of this. Women from across the country have converged in Washington, D.C. on Saturday for a massive rally to protest Donald Trump's election and promote women's rights. At the same time, there have been rallies organized in major and not so major cities across the country, in places like LA, Boston, Chicago, upstate New York, Park City, Utah, everywhere. They got videos too. Los Angeles, we got Denver. I've never been to Denver before. We got Seattle, Boston, Chicago, New York. We got St. Louis, St. Paul, Minneapolis area, wow. Portland, wow. Austin, Texas, Sacramento. We got Lansing, Michigan, wow. Nashville, Tennessee. Kansas City, Missouri. Park City, Utah. It's in the snow. Damn, man, that's dedication. Raleigh, North Carolina. New York. So you got women that are coming out against something that they dislike. And the problem I have is you have a lot of women. How can you vote for somebody, then turn around and say, hey, we don't want them in there again? That's the thing about living in America. But, first off, most people in America don't believe in equality. They don't care about equality. They don't really care about what happens to other people in society. They only do what they care about if they think it affects them directly. But most people in America can sit in their house and watch television or drive to work every day, 5 days a week, and see injustices and don't have a problem with it. As long as it doesn't affect them directly, they don't really care. And see, people, what I've learned over the past 15 years is people do what they care about the most. And they said we live in the greatest country in the world, but we don't have the greatest thinking people in the world living in the United States of America. Because I knew this was coming. I pretty much called this 6 months ago. I told a lot of people, I said, hey, if Trump gets if he gets elected, a lot of these people living in the United States of America, mainly women, are going to get a wake-up call. Because a lot of politicians know that the majority of people living in America are stupid, dumb and stupid. And they prey and manipulate and take advantage of people's ignorance. This is why we have situations like this. Women are marching for something that they promoted up front, and now they don't like it. They change their mind because they know that Trump wants to, or at least he was about to, pull a lot of those executive orders that pertain to women. And a lot of women within the dominant society think that they're going to be oppressed and they're going to lose out on a lot of the women's rights that they already have. And this is really white women's fight, really. It doesn't have anything to do with any of the non-white women in this country, but they'll get involved anyway, even though it doesn't benefit them or their families or the groups of people they're associated with politically. But we live in a country where people tend to go along to get along, even if it doesn't benefit them in any way, such way as possible. And then you have these institutions that a lot of women will align themselves with, and they'll cut them a check, and it might appear up front that it's benefiting them or they're doing a good deed, but in the long run, they're hurting themselves and the people that they're associated with politically. But a lot of women don't really think practical because they're so emotional, and a lot of women are broken in this country and they're so emotional. So, this is why we have situations like this where women are marching across the country. So what do you think? Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Because a lot of these women, they see injustices all the time, and I don't hear any of the women I know personally say anything. Period. So if you like what you heard, subscribe, leave your comments below. Until next time, Trump Game is out. Peace.